The hunger of worlds meets the devourer of universes. The multiverse had been trembling for eons, an endless dance of creation and destruction fueled by forces incomprehensible to mortal minds. Welcome to Myths and Mythologies, where legends are reborn and gods clash in timeless battles. Here, ancient tales meet epic storytelling as we unveil the power, tragedy and triumph behind the myths that shaped civilizations. Step into a world where heroes rise, deities thunder and destinies collide. This is your gateway to the extraordinary, the stories that echo through eternity. Subscribe now and let Myths and Mythologies guide you into the heart of legend. The saga begins with you. Deep within the folds of the negative multiverse, the Anti-Monitor sat upon his throne of entropy, his immense form shrouded in a swirling void of antimatter energy. He had feasted on countless universes, his insatiable hunger driven not by survival, but by an unyielding desire for absolute annihilation. Far beyond, in the vast reaches of the Marvel multiverse, Galactus, the Devourer of Worlds, scanned the cosmic threads from his worldship. Today, his hunger, as old as the cosmos itself, was not malicious. It was a necessity, a balance to the expanding universe. Galactus consumed worlds with purpose, ensuring the multiverse's longevity. Yet a new, foreign anomaly had drawn his attention. For the first time in eons, Galactus felt something beyond hunger, a disturbance that resonated like a scream across the infinite. It was not a world, but an entire multiverse being unraveled, consumed by an entity whose hunger mirrored his own. Galactus turned to his herald, the Silver Surfer, who knelt before him with a mix of reverence and concern. "My lord," the Surfer said, his voice heavy with awe, "the energy signature originates from a reality outside our own. It threatens the balance of existence." Galactus, his immense armored form radiating cosmic energy, rose from his throne. "If this force continues unchecked, it will reach our multiverse. We must confront it." With a mere thought, Galactus activated Tar-2's engines, piercing through the barriers of reality. As the world ship crossed dimensions, Galactus prepared himself for what he knew would be an unprecedented confrontation. The Anti-Monitor sensed the arrival of an outsider. His yellow, crackling eyes narrowed as he reached out with his antimatter energy. The barrier between universes rippled, and he saw it. An enormous vessel, larger than any celestial object, tearing through dimensions. "A challenger dares to step into my dominion?" The Anti-Monitor growled, his voice shaking the very fabric of his decaying realm. "Let them come. They will kneel before oblivion." The Anti-Monitor extended his hand, unleashing a wave of antimatter energy that surged toward Tar-2. Galactus, sensing the incoming assault, raised his hand, absorbing the energy into his cosmic armor. The impact caused a ripple that echoed across the negative multiverse, disintegrating several lesser realities in its wake. As Galactus exited his worldship, his towering form loomed over the decaying realm. His voice, deep and commanding, resonated across the void. "You are the Anti-Monitor, the destroyer of universes. Your actions threaten the balance of all existence. I am Galactus, the Devourer of Worlds, and I will not allow your rampage to continue." The Anti-Monitor rose from his throne, his immense form crackling with power. "Balance is a lie told by those too weak to claim true power. I am not like the feeble universes you feed upon. I am the end." The two cosmic giants stood opposed, each radiating power capable of annihilating entire multiverses. The Anti-Monitor unleashed a storm of antimatter, a tide of destruction aimed directly at Galactus. the Devourer countered with a surge of pure cosmic energy, their attacks colliding in an explosion of light and darkness. The impact shattered the nearby dimensions, creating a rift that spilled fragments of broken realities into the void. Galactus advanced, undeterred by the chaos, his hands glowing with the energy of a billion stars. The Anti-Monitor met him head-on, their titanic clash sending shockwaves across existence. As the battle escalated, the multiverse itself began to tremble. Worlds crumbled and universes collapsed under the weight of their power, yet neither entity faltered. For the first time, Galactus faced an opponent whose hunger and resolve equaled his own, while the Anti-Monitor confronted a force that refused to be extinguished. The stage was set for a battle unlike any other, a battle that would determine not just the fate of their universes, but the very fabric of reality itself.
Are you just watching?
Subscribe, please.
The collision of powers between Galactus and the Anti-Monitor was unlike anything the multiverse had ever witnessed. Cosmic energy and antimatter erupted in waves, each blow reverberating across dimensions and creating fissures in the fabric of reality. Galactus, his towering form radiant with the energy of countless devoured worlds, stood firm, while the Anti-Monitor, a living nexus of destruction, unleashed the unrelenting fury of antimatter storms. "You cannot stop the inevitable," roared the Anti-Monitor, his voice a cacophony of countless annihilated universes. He raised his massive arms, summoning a vortex of antimatter that expanded with terrifying speed. Entire pocket dimensions disintegrated in its wake, their energies feeding into the vortex, amplifying its destructive force. Galactus, unshaken, planted his staff into the void, drawing upon the Power Cosmic. A shield of pure light formed around him, holding the antimatter at bay. "You speak of inevitability," Galactus retorted, his voice calm but resolute. "Yet you misunderstand balance. You are a destroyer without purpose, a cancer upon existence. I am necessity. I will end this chaos." With that, Galactus unleashed a beam of raw cosmic energy, so intense that it tore through the Anti-Monitor's vortex. The beam struck the Anti-Monitor directly, forcing him back with a bellow of rage. His armor cracked, but he retaliated, forming a colossal spear of antimatter, energy and hurling it toward Galactus. The spear pierced Galactus's shield, striking his chest. For the first time, the Devourer staggered, his immense form dimming for a moment. Sensing an advantage, the Anti-Monitor surged forward, battering Galactus with an onslaught of antimatter waves. But Galactus was no ordinary foe. Summoning his reserves of cosmic power, he stood tall once more. His armor repaired itself in an instant, glowing brighter than ever. With a gesture, he absorbed the remnants of the antimatter energy into his being, converting it into fuel. For his counter-attack, "You underestimate the Power Cosmic," Galactus declared, his voice echoing like thunder. "You are but a glutton, consuming without understanding. I wield purpose." Galactus raised his hands, and the energy of 1,000 consumed worlds coalesced into a massive sphere of pure cosmic energy. The sphere burned with the light of creation itself, brighter than 1,000,000 suns. With an almost casual motion, Galactus hurled it at the Anti-Monitor. The sphere struck the Anti-Monitor, engulfing him in an explosion of cosmic light. The sheer force obliterated the surrounding void, reducing the remains of the negative multiverse into nothingness. The Anti-Monitor's cries of rage and pain echoed across the dying realm as his massive form began to disintegrate. "Impossible!" the Anti-Monitor roared, his form collapsing into particles of antimatter. "I am the end. I cannot be defeated." "You were the end," Galactus said, his tone final. "But even the end must yield to purpose." The anti-monitor's essence faded into nothingness. The negative multiverse collapsed completely, leaving behind only emptiness. Galactus, battered but victorious, turned and returned to his worldship Tar 2. The multiverse trembled in the aftermath of the battle. Entire realities had been lost, yet Galactus had ensured that existence itself could continue. Though the victory had cost him much energy, he knew it had been necessary. Before departing, Galactus cast one last glance at the void where the anti-monitor had once reigned. "Let this serve as a reminder," he murmured, "that even the mightiest forces must serve a purpose, lest they succumb to destruction."